Excuse me. Oh, man, excuse me. Boy. I had to refill my water. Well, guys, hope that was a nice little act there. Me literally taking a whole big swig of water. Took me 3 attempts, but I chugged it all down. Then I refilled it. I'm really going to need to energize my system, clear my throat, because this is going to be an interesting ride. All I got to say is, what the? I'm sorry. My microphone muted there. As I was saying is, why the? This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a flat-out rant. This isn't even going to be a review tonight. This is a rant. This was, in my opinion, in the 6 or 7 years I've been a wrestling fan so far. This has got to be, in my opinion, the most awful, the most poorly written, the most toilet humor, insulting, embarrassing show I feel like I have ever watched. This is one of those shows, we get segments here and there that we just literally want to sit there and just throw like a brown paper bag over top our heads. We get those shows that are just, that were just boring. That was just like, okay, they attempted some with this, whatever. They tried, it did not work. There one that just had, what could have been good matches, and it didn't work. Then we got shows like this that are absolutely mind-numbing, intelligence insulting, to the point that I didn't even care. I was on this laptop, which can I say this one because I have 2 laptops, this computer, doing actual work for my job and like just job hunting and stuff while watching this show. And it only took me 30 minutes into this show to just want to tune out to it. And I gave up on tweeting, because all I would do is just tweet some negative crap the whole entire night, and I don't want to be that Mark. But unfortunately, I'm going to be right here because I want to come up here. I want to rant. I want to get a lot out on my chest. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who do want to get a lot out on their chest right now, because this was horrible. 2 weeks away from a pay-per-view, and there was nothing on this show to me that got me any more hype for Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank did not matter tonight. Heck, even Roman Reigns coming over to Raw didn't make me feel like this show mattered about Roman Reigns. No, it did not. This show mattered about one man, and that is the 75, 74, however the hell old he is, man, who came out there and made himself look like an idiot. He was Michael Cole 2011 making himself look like an idiot. I have never more wanted to hear Vince McMahon shut up than what he did tonight. Because I'm done. I was so done with giving this show tonight my full attention. And yes, I still had it on the background noise. Yes, I did, because there was no Pirate game on. I'm pretty sure if the Pirates on, and yes, I know the Stanley Cup playoffs are on, or the NBA playoffs. I'm not really into that stuff that much. But if the Pirate game was on, I would have watched that. I probably would have turned out off the show completely and just watched that. I really did not want to sit through this. But there was nothing else on TV. Yes, I probably done something else I could, but you know what? I distracted by being productive and doing what I do to make money for. Not what all these lazy-ass, stupid-minded, full of themselves money whores do, and they make a lot more money than me. Seriously, like, I work in this field. I work in this field of production and whatnot. If any of these guys were to produce any of this for any class product in general, for classes I took in college, they wouldn't pass. Yet they're making how much more money than me? Getting away, putting on lazy ass shows, and on top of it all is making me so mad. Luke Harper, The Revival, even like Sasha Banks, so many of the people who want out right now are not getting their release granted. Instead, they're getting time added on to their contracts. Just to either not be put on TV at all, like Luke Harper, or to be embarrassed on live TV, like The Revival, and to make a team like the Usos just not cool anymore. I literally cannot. Within 2 weeks, my excitement for the Usos went from here down to here, thanks to this stupid ass booking feud. I don't know what you want to call it, just to embarrass The Revival, and it's not funny. I look at some of the stuff we got in the show. I'm like, how old are we? How in God's name old are we? Like that first segment, boom, killed me. Killed my interest in the show completely. I was done. I was done after that first segment. And don't get me started on Sami Zayn. Because, boy, we got a hell of a lot to rant about that when I get there. Well, I should say a lot, but I'm going to literally just, flat out steal on WWE. Because honestly, they probably have no idea what they're doing with him. Just make him do just a comedy act. A joke. An absolute joke who has no direction after tonight. I am furious and just embarrassed and just humiliated by this show. I feel terrible for anyone who attended that show. Heck, there was someone in the crowd who helped us sign saying, my first Raw tonight. Well, I hope you enjoy it because I'm sorry. Because if I were you, I would have been embarrassed. I'll go as far as saying this. I would have much rather sat through the Raw I went to back in 2015. It was in December, 2 weeks after Survivor Series. It's the night the League of Nations performed. That Raw was so bad. I would have much rather sat through that Raw than what we got tonight. Pure embarrassment. WWE should be embarrassed by the product they put on tonight. But no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. No, it's not. It is not fine at all. You literally are taking guys out there, humiliating them. And if this keeps up, it wouldn't surprise me if the end of the year this company ran out of business. It wouldn't surprise this company shot down. But no, I'm sorry, that's right. One thing, no. They're getting 2.5, however many $billion for having SmackDown. Go to Fox. But apparently now, who knows if SmackDown is going to be its own thing or whatnot, because now we have this wild card rule that looks like it got made up on the spot. Let's check the live chat, and I'm going to talk about stuff that happened on this show, because there's nothing good. I can't say anything good about this show. And also before that, here is the grades I am going to give. Well, I didn't even give grades tonight for the choices in my poll. Here's what I gave. The choices in my poll are for what used to be my grades is how bad was Raw tonight. My choices are Vince Toilet Humor Night, enjoyed one or two things, average, or actually did enjoy it. And so far, there's 10 votes. Not a single person has actually enjoyed it. Which, if you enjoyed it, hats off to you. I respect that. I'm not going to trash you for saying so, but I, for crying out loud, hated this show. Absolutely insulting. Insulting. No excuses. Let's check the live chat first and see what we got here. We've got Tyler, Robbie, and Tian Kupar. So, Tyler said this show was worse than last week. Definitely so. And last week was pretty bad, except for that main event segment with AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. Even they couldn't save this show tonight. What's up, Tian Couponer? Watched you on my break from work and off at 2:30. Hope you're having a good shift. Must be a good thing I had to work. Oh, for sure. I wish I would have had something to do outside night. I wish one of my friends would ask me to do something. I wish I have something going on tomorrow night before SmackDown. I wish I would have this would happen tonight. I just oh my gosh, anything to get me out of watching this show, I would have been grateful for. Tyler, this was WCW 2000. I mean, I haven't really watched WCW yet, but it's getting that bad. Look like a company that's literally just like, not caring, just throwing in the towel and giving up and just playing piss breaks with us. Could be worse than WCW 2000. Who knows? Someone owes money to the swear jar. Yeah, throw one of those out there, Robbie. The Rant of the Man, 1993. Nice. And oh my goodness, Uzi Hot, man. Mike rants are way better than Raw. What's better than that? My rants or me chugging down a whole thing of water in both in 3 takes. But that to me was more entertaining than this episode of Raw. 3 hours of Avengers Endgame, 3 hours of Raw. I didn't even see the movie yet, and I'm pretty darn sure that is the truth. Has WWE called you yet? Hashtag WWE needs Robbie. Not just please sign Robbie. Hashtag WWE needs Robbie, for crying out loud now. Endorsing you by Crazy Man. Should AJ stay on SmackDown? Who knows at this point? Tonight's Raw was written by a bunch of nasties. Oh goodness, don't get me started on Miss. Da 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 da. I got my I got my blonde hair. I got my blue eyes. I got my big tits, Vince loves. We'll get to her in a little bit. Vince is a jackass. He's a delusional jackass. Put this episode of Raw on the list. Oh, you know what? That is true. This entire episode of Raw is going on the list. Raw from May 6th, 2019. In my opinion, the worst Raw I have seen yet today. You have made the list. And also, Vince's wild card rule, yeah, he just made the list. There we go. We got that stuff on the list. Thank you for suggestions, TN Couponer. Thumbs up for the rant. Thank you. I would watch the old Raws in 2003. Wow, nice. That was when the brand split was done right, for sure. And here's the thing. I am completely for having Superstars from Raw and SmackDown coming over. As I said, I want to see competition between these brands. But the problem is tonight's reasons made absolutely no freaking sense. At least I thought there was a little bit of juice at first. And then I'm like, no, never mind. We'll get to that. Uzi Hot. Ugh. Raw is dead for sure. Going back to work. Have a good night, TN Couponer. The Uso is dead. Robbie loves my Lacey Evans impression for sure. Her theme song is now playing in my head. Oh, geez. AJ should stay on SmackDown. Randy should go to Raw. Randy would probably be ruined if he went to Raw. At this point, nobody's safe on Raw. Who knows? SmackDown wasn't even that great last week. It was average, but it was even that great. Who knows? Maybe this year, well, 1 year it's either Raw's good, SmackDown sucks, or SmackDown's good and Raw sucks. Maybe they'll say both shows suck. Let's just get into the show. Let's talk about this. And tonight's wildcard rule made Raw like a slumber party. Exactly! Slumber party, the babysitter among men, the garbage men among men, if you want to go as far as that going there, Robbie. And it made no sense. This show, even, the rumors of Roman Reigns showing up on Raw did not ruin the show for me. The thing that ruined the show again was Vince McMahon himself, because this show was written for his humor. The only person that probably cared about the show is Vince's humor. Let's just talk about the show briefly. I don't have much to say about it, but we're going to rant on just to go the several things that really made me, just like there's comments I literally took my pillow on my couch, just went like this. I'm just like, I can't watch this. This is too bad. So the show opens up with Vince McMahon saying how he kicked off the show because there's been rumors speculating that Roman Reigns is showing up tonight on Raw. Very random. And we didn't say so last week and whatnot on SmackDown. But Roman comes out. Roman basically says, well, first off, Vince is like, why are you here? You're on SmackDown. You're not Raw anymore. But Roman says, watch your tone. I am on SmackDown, but I've been on Raw for a long time. I said he'd leave this place better than he found it. And he basically, which I like this part, he basically told Vince that him and his spoiled kids have basically lied to the audience while he was gone, which is flat out true. He says, "We're not the authority anymore. You are." What happened to that? Obviously, you're not the authority if nothing has absolutely changed. So if Roman said that, I'm like, okay, Roman, you got me listening here. You got me, huh? Let's see what we got here. But then, of course, he starts saying stuff like, how, like, I'm not listening to you or taking your orders anymore. I want to take them from the WWE universe. And Vince is like, you think it can show up anytime and the fans will like it? Roman says if they keep making this noise, he will show up every Monday night. Vince's like, well, that's not going to happen because I'd be like anarchy and we'd have no control. Well, too bad, Vince. You spiraled us out of control more so yourself. You took that basically saying, yeah, you're right. I do spiral things out of control. Let's make it worse. Ha, 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 ha. You want to boo me? Here, boo me, boo me. Like this whole set of a force. Forcing boos. Forcing it to gain attention. And instead of forcing his attention, it was forcing more white heat on you and making me hate this product even more. Because Daniel Bryan came out next. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania. And you know me, I love Daniel Bryan. But him showing up tonight made no sense. He comes out, and Bryan says he spent the last month in meditation looking for answers. When he heard the big dog was showing up on Raw, he figured that he could have an intellectual conversation with Vince. But what happened next? Kofi came out. And when Kofi came out, I'm just like, what's going on here? Why are all these SmackDown superstars showing up? So Kofi comes out and says he knows the roster shakeup was a big deal, but he's had an issue with Bryan. If he had a problem with WrestleMania, he didn't have to go to the McMahons. He could have filled his complaint directly with the champion. Bryan's like, okay, you got it. Kofi is not a deserving champion, whatnot, and you should have gotten a title shot. How his win was a fluke. And basically, it sets up for a championship match later on tonight. Of course, Drew McIntyre came out basically saying, why are you guys trying to steal my show, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And all this set up for was 2 WrestleMania rematches later on tonight. Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, and a championship match between 2 SmackDown superstars. This is Raw. There's superstars on this show that are deserving to get their storylines built up for what's happening down the line. And nothing against Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan or Kofi Kingston. But why do they have to sell this business on Raw? What business did Roman claims there's on Twitter there's unfinished business. What unfinished business, for crying out loud? Okay, yes, maybe the fact that, he's mentioned the truth that, Vince flat out lied to all of us and said the McMahon claimed that we're the authority now, not them. But they lied to that. I got that. I accepted that. But then the fact that the rest of the segment just made absolutely no sense. If Kofi would have came out first and then Bryan, this could have went a little more smoothly. But what the heck does Roman showing up has anything to do with Bryan wanting to talk to the McMahons? He couldn't just talk to them tomorrow night on SmackDown because they're running both shows now, remember? So they start bickering and whatnot. Then all of a sudden, Vince is like, I have an epiphany. Nobody's in the back to do anything about this, so it's up to me. Wait. Hold on. I lost my train of thought. But he says, he comes with some ideas saying, since there's 3, I'm getting tongue twisted by okay. Keep in mind, Vince is saying first that you guys can't be doing this. All of a sudden, okay, this is okay. Let's have a wild card rule where 3 superstars from the other brand can come to a show for a night or something like that. So one moment you're saying that you're not okay with this. Now all of a sudden, when you realize things are getting out of control, you're continuing to let them get out of control and not restore order to anything. Just not even a show. Just as a show that makes you look like this thing's out of control. Like if this was some storyline leading to Vince McMahon losing his job or something like that, then I could get behind that. But this isn't going to. This is just Vince literally is playing toilet humor, just trying to get his own humor laugh. So then he sets up the 2 matches for later on tonight. Roman and Drew and Kofi and Bryan in the WWE Championship, which I heard was supposed to be the match at first at Money in the Bank. But once again, also, another Vince lie. Again, I love you, Daniel Bryan, but I thought title opportunities were not just given out. You got to earn them. Even the rematches. Bryan has been seen since WrestleMania. Why is he getting this rematch? So that happens. And then we go to commercial break. Before commercial break, out came AJ Styles. And he gets back in. It's the Styles and Vince in the ring. He says, what are you doing? I finally got to Raw. Next thing you know, SmackDown superstars are here. Then Vince said, well, I started with this wild card role. I'm a genius, right? And that's all he kept saying for like 20 minutes. I started up this wild card role. I'm not a genius. No, you're like an idiot because you were literally just complaining about how SmackDown stars are showing up and making things out of control. And you're just like, you know what? I'm making a wild card role. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And then Styles says that's he spent years on SmackDown making it his house, and once he sinks his teeth in the Raw and gets a Universal title shot, all of a sudden Vince is bringing Seth's brother in crime over. Is that how? That's why this wild card thing is working? I'm like, what does that have anything to do with it? And then he's like, maybe tomorrow I'll go over to SmackDown and try to get a couple of my friends to go with me or something like that. But Vince tries to explain it again. This is a wild card rule. Shut up! At this point, I'm like, Vince, just shut up and get out of this ring. Just shut up. Out came Seth, who basically got AJ's face for punching him in the face last week, and saying you're gonna and he's tired of hearing that AJ's pointing out about how long he ran SmackDown and whatnot. But it's fine before, but now you're on Monday Night Rollins, and then basically they try to go at it again before Vince basically teased, you want to get it tonight? We're gonna get this tonight or something like that. We thought we were gonna be getting another match before Money in the Bank, put on Raw before it even happens. A dream match, mine especially, but instead we got a tag team match. Holla holla player with AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, I guess, a great tag team, my choice. Oh, and also, to back up a second ago, before this whole 20 minutes of horror started, Vince McMahon said, tonight's going to be a night you'll never forget. It's going to be one of the greatest shows of all time. Every week, you say it's going to be the greatest show of all time. And the next week, and the next week, and the next week, and the next week, and next week. Just like Mr. Krabs said, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So, of course, who we get? Again, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins taking on Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley in like a 20-minute tag team match that I literally just started taking out the garbage. Could take out this garbage that was on my TV tonight. I didn't really watch this match. The only thing I can tell you that happened in this match is towards the end of the match, AJ Styles goes to the phenomenal forearm on Baron Corbin. Corbin gets out of the way, hits a phenomenal forearm on Seth Rollins. Looks like he regrets, but then he just rolls out of the way and walks away. And Corbin pins the Universal Champion. So the Universal Champion, of course, like all champions, has to lose, in matches against people that have nothing to do with pinning him. What's this going to do? Except for Corbin and Rollins that have a Universal title feud over the summer? At what? At your stupid Saudi Arabia show or your stupid Stomping Grounds show in June? Or even Extreme Rules? Who knows? Who the heck knows? I don't want to see that match. I mean, the best match they probably had was the TLC match before TLC last December for the IC title. Other than that, the only thing I've enjoyed about Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin is the night of coward, 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 coward. No interest in seeing a Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin Universal title feud. But that's probably the setup. Again, if this is the Baron Corbin 2016, awesome. But if this is the corporate Baron Corbin, the TGI Fridays dressed bald Corbin, I don't have any interest in seeing this at all. Zilch. Afterwards, oh God. Well, first off, we see we get a recap of what happened with Shane and Miz last week. Then we see Miz basically just sitting out in front of Shane's locker room, waiting for him to show up. Then we have Sami Zayn come out. He goes on one of his little rants again, being the critic among critics, or I want to call it. And speaking of something among something, out came not the monster among men, not the freaking babysitter among men, but the garbage man among men. Braun Strowman comes out. and I have been saying for weeks, okay, Sami Zayn is spitting out gold promos on the microphone. The thing is where is this going to take him? Well, tonight, we've never just took him to the dumpster. Because Braun Strowman chased Sami Zayn away. I knew Sami Zayn was doomed as soon as Braun Strowman. I'm like, okay, what is Braun Strowman beating down Sami Zayn going to do? Nothing. Instead of just beating him down, he just chases Sami, corners him in front of, like a big gate or whatnot. It rolls up. He grabs Sami's ankle. Doesn't even like punch him or anything. And he picks up Sami, tosses him into a dumpster. And then a garbage truck comes, picks him up, and dumps Sami and the rest. Well, I'm sure Sami realistically was not inside that dumpster, but dumps Sami and the rest of that trash into the garbage truck. So we're supposed to believe that Sami Zayn is basically the same as Toy Story 3 was, and being taken to the garbage dump and going to be sent to the simulator and get burned. Who knows? Braun Strowman was thrown in a garbage truck, so now he's throwing Sami Zayn into a garbage truck now. Like, how do you come back from this? How does, Sami Zayn's little, character, ranting on the critics and whatnot to me is dead. How does he come back to this? You got thrown into a garbage truck. You got your comments. You got shut up. Where do you go from this? He has no direction now. None. When are they ever going to take him seriously? When is Sami Zayn ever going to get that serious singles push, that singles title he's been way overdue to get? He should have at least gotten the tag titles with him and Kevin Owens when they were teaming up on SmackDown. He should have at least gotten that. But no. They couldn't do that either. They just threw him and Kevin in some pointless feud with AJ Styles. That just made no sense. Just leaving him going, Cammy. So Sami Zayn has no direction now. So no one has direction on your shows, yet you bring over SmackDown superstars. That made no sense. Again, do it when it makes sense. I'm for that. But this made no sense. Why were they here? Why were they here basically being the highlight matches of your show when they led to absolutely nothing? I'm sorry, they didn't. So we had that happen. Then we have some match with the Lucha House Party, some 6-man tag against 3 jobbers. I don't know who they were, and they went. I don't know what the point of that was. We then have this backstage segment with Naomi, Natalya, and Dana Brooke getting some invitation to wear formal attire and be at Lacey Evans' match at ringside. And they showed up for the match. I don't know why they did. It was just a squash match for Lacey Evans. Again, Lacey Evans had only one match besides the Royal Rumble on the main roster. One match, sure, opportunity, and all she's done is since just face one jobber, and that's it. If you didn't watch NXT, who is this woman that you should know who she is, but you don't know who she is because she's had this one crummy match and just walks in and out of the arena like. I just don't get why any of those women showed up. Obviously, she's trying to bribe them since they're the money to make representatives. Since Alexa Bliss is out there too, and then Becky Lynch came out and they brawled. I didn't care, but then winding back, we then have a match with Ricochet and Robert Roode because apparently Roode was saying that since he beat Ricochet a couple weeks ago on Raw, and Ricochet got because once again nobody had to earn these opportunities; they just got picked to be in there. Roode thought, well, I beat Ricochet. Shouldn't I be in this match and not him? So Ricochet had to have the match. It was like a 3 or 4 minute match. He beat Roode, and that's it from there. So, okay, Ricochet's still in. So that did nothing for Roode either. We then have Rey Mysterio backstage. It was supposed to be official that him and Joe will have a U.S. title match because, he pinned Joe last week when Joe's hands were clearly 2 inches away from the ropes. He could have just grabbed them. And then I guess, he tells his son Dominic to go get go get some water or something like that. He walks away and Samoa Joe follows him, basically just corners him and just tells him to send a message to Rey, basically saying, I'm looking forward to my title defense. That was it. We then had the match with Lacey Evans and then the brawl, and then with Becky Lynch afterwards. Daniel Bryan's backstage being interviewed saying how Kofi's constant and shilling of pancakes. Merchandise and consumeration is a threat to our very existence. That's why he has no choice but to eliminate him as a role model for the future of humanity. He's not a role model nor a champion, and Bryan is here to correct course and regain the title and become what he was born to be, the planet's champion. And then another thing I hate, once again, champions losing clean in non-title matches. We had the Raw Tag Team Champions, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, taking on the Viking Raiders, Ivar and Eric, and they won. The champions, once again, because champions always lose non-title matches. Why did they just, again, why? It was obvious, these two could squash Ryder and Hawkins. Why not just have, them beat everyone else? Like they beat the Lucha House Party. They pinned, one of the teams in the 8-man tag team match, rack up a couple wins maybe against the Usos or even, I don't know, even Gallows there, because who knows their face or heel or not. A couple of them teams first, and then earn their way and then squash, Ryder and Hawkins at Money in the Bank. They could just do that, but no. Why want to see the match now? We know they can win because they squashed them. That's it. So once again, wasted our time with that as well. Then we get another segment of the Firefly Funhouse, and of course, he basically tells Mercy the Buzzard what's going to be happening. Well, he asked Mercy the Buzzard what's going on, and he has a mouthful of fluff and said, he basically finds out that I guess he started eating Rambling Rabbit to shreds, but tells him he can be forgiven and whatnot. And again, there's some kids sitting around for some picnic, not looking happy and whatnot. So I don't know what the heck that was. So again, I guess he's just doing segments. Brave, we're going to wrestle. Who knows? So that happened with that. And then we have a promo with Seth Rollins backstage saying it doesn't matter whether that forearm earlier tonight was an accident on purpose. Styles made his point perfectly clear when he walked away. Next time he walks away, it'll be with 2 black eyes and a broken face. So then we have Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre have a match. Was they were given more time than they got at WrestleMania. I mean, I could say it was a decent match, but why didn't, once again, a SmackDown star is here and against a Raw superstar. So there must be a reason why. Well, first off, once again, Roman beat Drew at WrestleMania. What's the unfinished business here? He also won the 6-man tag match that they had on Roman's last night on Raw before he was drafted to SmackDown. This made no sense because what happened at the end? So good counters towards the end, but then Shane McMahon got into the ring and him and Elias came in and started beating down on Roman. Led to the Miz coming down, him chasing down Shane. They were trying to attempt to interview Shane, but then of course Shane's trying to run away in his limousine before the Miz got a brief attack on him with the chair, but then Shane escaped. But once again, what was the point? This is just going to set for a beatdown with Roman, Shane, and Elias when they could have done it on SmackDown tomorrow night. Nope, they had to do this for who knows why. So that was a waste of time. And then, oh God. Oh my gosh, this. We're supposed to get a match with the Club and the Revival. Of course, no entrances. They're just there after commercial break. But then the Usos come out. And they tell the Revival to call themselves the hottest tag team in WWE. I'm like, oh gosh, what's going to be this time? This is literally... what's it with May? Is May around the time of the year where there's some, past couple years, there's some really embarrassing story going on? Where if it's Bayley being, just buried with the This Is Your Life thing, which I still have not watched to this day. Is it last year with Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn painful feud? This year it's this. The Usos of the Revival, a match that even my friends said should be a classic match, is being turned into a Vince McMahon toilet humor segment. The Usos came out and basically said that we're going to help make you a little hotter. Here's a tub of Usi Hot, which is like icy hot, but Usi. And it should be activated now. The Usos put this Usi Hot into the Revival's pants. And the Revival are acting like they're having weird activity down there. And I can't even say it. It was embarrassing. I literally hid from this segment. It was so embarrassing. It made the Usos not funny. It embarrassed the hell out of the Revival. You're not going to release them. You're not going to let them, go where they want to do and be successful. But no, you're going to keep them on TV and just embarrass the hell out of them, whether it's getting their back shaved or acting like, I can't even say it. It's toilet humor. I don't know what's worse. This segment or the stuff with AOP and Drake Maverick pissing on Bobby Roode's robe, or the whole catering segment where Drake Maverick can't say a single word without everybody laughing like they're freaking 5-year-olds. How old are the writers backstage? How immature are they? This isn't a freaking kid show. Yeah, you can look like, there's some weird activity going on down there, but you can't say the word war in a tag team's name. Just humiliating. Like, I honestly, and the thing is too is the whole time Revival been booked the past year or so. Ever since they were involved in the feud with the Revival or the Lucha House Party and the Lucha House Party rules and whatnot, the Revival's like the baby faces, and that should be the case. They're supposed to be the heels. But instead, they're making them an embarrassment of heels, where they're, being teamed up with the Lucha House Party rules, or they're truthfully, exposively, obviously getting ripped off with those tag team pins against him and Rude and Gable, and now you're having the Usos basically, bully them with the whole laughing about them shaving each other's backs, or the whole icy hot stuff down there. Why? Why are you embarrassing these guys just because they wanted to leave? If you're not going to treat them right, then just keep them off TV. Keep them off TV. The Revival of all teams are the ones that I feel bad for the most, for sure. Or of everyone, and the one that released them for sure. Them, Sasha Banks, and Luke Harper. Because Luke Harper apparently pitched how many ideas for his character before he came back, and Vince turned them all down. Talk about trying to work together as a team, and the bosses can't accept any ideas. Not open to trying anything at all. How do you expect a good product then? Vince doesn't care. As long as he's got all the money coming in that he needs, that's all he's going to care about. And then first we get Kofi Kingston talking about what Bryan did, and they thought him winning and how everybody thought him winning the title was impossible, but he had to show that the impossible is possible. Bryan wants to correct history, huh? But nope, Kofi's about to do what he's not only retained his title, but sends Bryan whining and complaining back to where he came from. Who knows what that is? Well, maybe where his place of solitude when he went to past month, even though he's been out with an injury. And then, once again, wasn't this whole wild card rule supposed to be 3 people? Well, because No Way Jose came out, and then Lars Sullivan from SmackDown came out and just started beating down on everyone. No Way Jose and the Conga line. Afterwards, Vince is backstage, on the phone, explaining, the whole wild card rule, how he's a genius, but explaining how, well, Shane or Elias doesn't count. If anybody gets past 3, though, as a wild card, they'll get suspended. But then Lars comes and stares him down. He's like, actually, let's make that 4 now, basically. So, okay, who knows? Now 4 to be 5. Before you know it, the brand split is going to be over. And if you're ending the doggone brand split, which I'm against because I do feel the brand split is necessary to give more people opportunities. But if you're going to do crap like this today, have them come over to the other brand for no reason, then just end the freaking thing. End the thing and merge some of these titles. We don't need how many titles? Let me count. Main roster alone. Let me count how many titles there are. Let me count. This app will pull out. I'm not counting NXT's titles and whatnot. Let me see here. Well, the tag titles to be able to count as 1. Bump the wrong button. Superstars. All right. Okay, main roster. From Raw and SmackDown, we got 1. Well, we got 2. 2 women's titles. The women's tag titles. The Raw and SmackDown tag titles. The WWE title. The Universal title. The IC title. And the United States title. 9 titles right there. Not including, the Cruiserweight Championship, that's 10. 10 titles. You don't need 10 titles. Especially if every show is dual branded. You don't need 10 titles. It takes away from all this non-title feud stuff. That's why I keep saying I feel they should only have this dual brand pay-per-views for like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Just those 5 shows. Everything else, not have like 2, of course, for each brand each month, but like, again, have like February be Raw, March be SmackDown. They should have had, Money in the Bank, not the first, but second afterwards. But no, probably because that Saudi Arabia show in June. But again, there's like have 1 month be Raw, one month be SmackDown, Raw and SmackDown, alternate each month. Give more time to build, like NXT does. But nope. You can build for 5 matches in NXT over the span of like 3 months. Yet on main roster, you can only build in a couple weeks for 12 matches, a pay-per-view. Who knows? But we have our main event. Let's just talk about this and then get the live chat comments. Bryan and Kofi, not a bad match. Not as good, of course, as their match at WrestleMania. But Kofi won and retained the championship as he probably should have. So Kofi wins, but that's a show. We'll go off the air. Let's check, the live. Well, first let's check the Twitter polls. 10 votes still on how bad was Raw tonight. Nobody said they enjoyed it. 1 person said average. 4 votes for enjoyed 1 or 2 things. 50% though said Vince toilet humor night. Definitely a Vince toilet humor night for me. I give Raw a flat out F. This is a flat out F. An insulting show. So many segments that was nothing but Vince toilet humor, from the wild card rule to Sami Zayn getting thrown in the dumpster, the Usos icy hot stuff, Lacey Evans crap and whatnot. I mean, the only thing I kind of say, I kind of enjoyed a little bit, maybe when it was Shane and Miz, but to me, it didn't do much at all because I was already, just soured by this whole thing. Just a god-awful episode of Raw. The worst one I personally have seen to this date. Let me see. We got a live chat. Why can't WWE do a GM of Raw and SmackDown? I don't know. I don't know why they took them away to begin with. Did Vince not mention anything? Did Vince not mention anything about Roman Superman punching him the other week? Last week it was. Roman is right tonight for sure. Again, I am not mad with what Roman did tonight. I'm mad with what Vince did tonight. They should save the WWE title match for SmackDown. Exactly, but nope. Vince is a lying son of a bitch for sure. Braun should go to SmackDown. Yes, Bryan going to Raw. I wouldn't mind Bryan going to Raw at this point, honestly. Well, I don't know if I would trust the way they book him, but I don't know. If they traded Bryan for Braun, fine with me. I'd be okay with that. The Raw tag team titles are a joke for sure. This whole tag television is a joke. This is a joke on Bray. Uso should stay on SmackDown. At this point, they should, because they've been booked terribly since. This is worse than WCW 2000. That's not good to hear as well. But I'm going to bed. I gotta get up early tomorrow, guys, for a freelance gig. I should be able to catch SmackDown tomorrow. I'll be a little late though, because I have something going on tomorrow night. I would have rather had it gone on tonight though, to miss Raw. But y'all know. But yeah, guys, that's Raw tonight. I gave it an F. A Vince total humor night. It just, if you didn't watch this show, don't watch it. Do not watch it. And all I can say is it's going to be a long summer, especially getting to SummerSlam. And I have not too much interest right now in Money in the Bank at all. Because these shows, again, this show didn't even feel like a show building towards Money in the Bank, in my opinion. It didn't. But that's it, guys. I'm checking out here, guys. What are your thoughts on Raw? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure to slap like on the video, start more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DeMayor93, and check out my first WrestleMania Experience documentary as well in the description box down below. I'll be up here tomorrow for SmackDown and 205 Live. Wednesday, NXT UK and NXT. Thursday is going to be my top 10 Vince McMahon worst toilet humor moments, basically. That'll be that. And let's see where odds ends always come to this channel, as always. So, guys, I'm checking out. Get some sleep. Forget this show even happened. Forget this whole wild card crap that night behind it all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for hopefully a much better show. But we'll see. Because SmackDown wasn't that great last week, so who knows what we'll get this week. But I'm checking out here, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Have a rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.